Hello, you've caught me feeling relieved. I finally finished Final Fantasy VII Remake. Wow, that was difficult to say. Which means A, I'm spoiler-proof, and B, I now get to dive headfirst into all the exciting discussions about the ending, rolling about in mad fan theories, gorging on all those wonderful OMG moments that take on new significance on a second playthrough. Now, don't worry, we're not going to spoil what happens in Final Fantasy VII Remake for those of you yet to play it. Instead, we're going to spoil a bunch of other games, a list of which you can see in the description with added timestamps if you want to skip anything, because sometimes endings just have to be discussed, particularly when there's a sneaky post-credits scene that blows everything that's come before out of the water. So here we go, 7 post-credit ending video game scenes that change everything. Again, we are diving deep into spoiler territory for all the games on this list. Check that description. You have been warned. Entry 1, The Last Guardian. Hands up who played this and expected an ending that was all happy ever after. Yeah, didn't think so. Anyone who made it through either Eco or Shadow of the Colossus was no doubt bracing themselves for something bittersweet. You know, there would be happiness with some sacrifice. And so it turns out. At the end of The Last Guardian, both you, the unnamed boy, and Trico are badly injured, having defeated the Master of the Valley. In one final heroic act of friendship and love, Trico takes the boy back to his village. The villagers, upon seeing a massive, terrifying dog, cat, bird thing, naturally defend themselves. The boy tells Trico to leave to save himself. The tragedy of this ending is that over the course of the game you've become invested in the bond between the boy and Trico. You know they've been through a lot together, depended on each other for survival, and now, after all that, they're torn apart. Curse you, Team Eco, and your emotionally resonant storytelling. But then, after the credits have rolled, we see this. The boy is now a man. The mirror still shines. There is still a connection between him and Trico after all these years. And not only is Trico still alive, but there's a potential baby Trico as well. We've decided the little one's name is Weeko. And no, we're not sorry about that one. Okay, entry 2, and you didn't think I was going to get through this video without mentioning Metal Gear Solid, did you? The only question was which of the mind-blowing, narrative-shredding Ocelot post-credit moments I was going to pick. He does this at the end of every game. You know, he can't help himself. Straight on the blower, let everyone know who you've really been working for all this time, like a pre-social media version of those actually people on Twitter. So anyway, at the end of Metal Gear Solid, you wreck Metal Gear, stop Foxhound, escape with Meryl or Otacon if stealth camo is more important to you, and ride off into the beautiful Alaskan sunset. Job done, happy ending. But is it? After the credits, we're treated to one side of a phone conversation between Ocelot and a mysterious someone. We learn 3 important things from this. 1, Ocelot wasn't really working for Foxhound. He was there to recover data from Metal Gear Rex. 2, the DARPA chief knew who Ocelot really was, so Ocelot killed him on purpose, not because of an interrogation accident as we were led to believe.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
And 3, there is a third brother, Solidus, who turns out to be none other than...
Mr. President.
Dun dun dun. Oh dear Lord, my mind is blown. And I love it so much. Next up, we've got Prey, with a post-credit scene I really love as it's kind of a meta endgame appraisal of how you did, while at the same time a massive twist that turns the story on its head. So it turns out you're not the real Morgan at all, rather a captured Typhon with the memories of Morgan implanted within you. The idea is that Alex and his operators are experimenting on you to see if a Typhon, or the player, if we're taking this scene metaphorically, is able to display human empathy, i.e., did you help out everyone on Talos 1? Did you make good moral choices? If you didn't, and opted for a douchebag playthrough, Alex destroys you/the Typhon and prepares another test subject.
We failed. This isn't the one.
Start over.
If, on the other hand, you were a good little hostile alien, then you've got a big choice to make. Alex shows you the real state of the world, basically a big orange Typhon-ravaged fireball, before extending his hand. You can either take it and make peace with the fact you've essentially been used this entire time, or, my favourite, you can kill everyone. A lovely way to give the player one genuine moment of potentially murderous agency. Number 4, Horizon Zero Dawn. What a story this was. Robots and clones and rebirthing humanity and a bunch of other stuff I can't actually remember in specific detail without looking it up on Wikipedia, but what I do remember was how it ended. Aloy defeats Hades, the rogue AI hell-bent on wiping out all life on Earth, and ends the war. Time to look forward to better days, yes? Maybe not, says the post-credits scene. Hades is still alive somehow, its essence ghosting away from where Aloy overrode it and into Sylens' lamp.
Hello, old friend.
Sylens, you traitor. In this short but shocking scene, it's implied Sylens is after the people who activated Hades in the first place, something that was left unexplained. Why? Who knows? But it definitely can't be good. I mean, look how evil everything looks and sounds right now.
Well, let's begin.
Next up, we've got BioShock Infinite, a game we're not about to try and explain because we can't. We simply want to enjoy the discussion and the seemingly infinite possibilities this post-credit scene gives birth to. So here's what we thought we knew. Booker has a daughter called Anna. In the future, Booker becomes Comstock. Comstock travels back in time and abducts baby Anna. Anna grows up to become Elizabeth. Booker sets out to rescue Elizabeth, not knowing she's his daughter from the future or that he is destined to become the game's big bad. In an attempt to break this seemingly inescapable loop of fate, a multiverse's worth of Elizabeths gather right at the end and baptize/drown Booker. Baptise, drown, tomato, tomato. The idea being this will prevent Comstock from ever having existed. Did it work? Possibly. This enigmatic post-credit scene shows Booker waking up in his apartment. He doesn't have AD tattooed on his hand here. And there's a crib. Is Anna in there? Did they succeed in breaking the cycle? Or was it all for nothing, and we're witnessing Booker starting the cycle all over again? My favourite thing about this is the not knowing, personally, and I genuinely believe there is no definitive answer to this. Like, it's deliberately ambiguous, like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction, because A, it allows each person to project their own interpretation onto events, and B, it's really fun to discuss these things with everyone, even if you do need an aspirin or two afterwards. Our penultimate entry this week is Dragon Age Inquisition, which features a tiny little post-credit scene within which a triple whammy of not so much plot twists, but massive looping plot corkscrews drill right into your heart. Let's explore this, shall we? First of all, Solus, you know, the elven mage who's been by your side this entire time. Turns out he's actually Fenarel, the elven god of betrayal, as evidenced by Flemeth calling him Dread Wolf.
Dread Wolf.
Does this mean Solus is actually evil? Is he possessed by Fenarel, or are they just literally one and the same being? It's not completely clear, although Solus does appear genuinely remorseful about the fact that plot corkscrew number 2, he gave the orb to Corypheus, essentially making Solus indirectly responsible for all the terrible stuff you've been battling against for the last goodness knows how many tens, possibly hundreds of hours. This is not a good look for you, Solus. Yeah, you should be sorry. At least you are sorry. Let's see you do something about it then. What the chuffing heck just happened? Plot corkscrew number 3. That's what Solus, or Dreadwolf, or Fenarel, elven god of betrayal, whatever you want to call him, kills Flemeth, absorbs her divinity. What is going on? I didn't even know these two characters knew each other until 60 seconds ago, and now they're speaking like old friends. One of them is the evil elven lord of naughty bad stuff, and the other is grey and kind of dead. You can fall down some pretty big fan theory sinkholes if you want to with this ending. There's a ton of lore in Dragon Age Inquisition you can uncover if you put the effort in, but the conclusion is always pretty much a variation on "we're still not 100% sure what's happened here or why," which is both incredibly exciting and heartbreaking all at the same time. Final entry. God of War 3. Now, in hindsight, we know the outcome of this. Kratos is alive and well and in a whole new game. But back in 2010, this was an incredible ending, a fitting conclusion to a tragic story. Kratos, vengeance enacted, soul still irreparably scarred, impales himself with the blade of Olympus, one final act of both defiance against the gods and sacrifice for humankind. The camera pulls up, the anger, hope and life force leaving our hero as he slowly, finally succumbs to death. Peace at last for Kratos. But not really! After the credits have rolled, we're back on the mountainside. The blade of Olympus is there, Kratos' blood stains the rock, but the body has gone. A trail of blood dripping from where Kratos fell to the edge of the cliff and presumably off the precipice into the raging ocean. Kratos is clearly not done yet. The anticipation after this cliffhanger was off the charts. Was Kratos actually still alive? What are his plans? What will he do now? Where will he go? Norway. He jumped in the sea and swam to Norway, had a kid and embarked on a new adventure that turned into one of, if not the greatest video game of this entire generation. Good going, Spartan. So there we are, 7 post-credit ending scenes that change everything. Can you think of any other examples? Let us know in the comments, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and click that notification bell so you're always up to date with everything on the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you again next week for another Friday feature.
For the players.